Hey everybody, we are already at episode 3 of A Day in the Life of a New Entrepreneur, and I know that probably doesn't sound like a lot, but I have to celebrate every single one of these episodes. I feel like so many things happen within a week to 2 week time span of a learning curve at this point. It's really hard to capture it all, but there's been one reoccurring lesson lately that I feel could be extremely helpful to people trying to find that niche. And it's even bigger than that to me. It's not just finding it, it's owning it. I think sometimes we do have an idea that we have a niche or a specialty possibility, but we don't own it. We just kind of toy with it. You know, like a cat playing with a curtain, but we don't actually pull the curtain down. And today I want you to imagine just ripping that curtain off the wall, and this is mine, this right here. I'm gonna own my niche. And so I've been really working on that myself to figure out how to step in to the mantle of my niche. To get a little bit clearer, what I like to call niche is that thing that you do better than anybody else in such a unique, special way. Like there's no one else doing it quite the way that you do it. Some people might call this calling or purpose or destiny, which I think all of those words definitely describe niche. Yet, I feel like sometimes you might write down, I feel my purpose is to help others, but what does that actually look like? And helping others is pretty general. So let's get more specific than that. And I also want to take away that feeling of, I don't know if you've ever stood on the top of a chair on your tiptoes and you're reaching in your cupboard for that just out of reach dish, and then you miss, and you're like, I almost had it. And I feel like sometimes that's so like what we're all doing with our niche or our purpose or destiny. Is like we almost have it. Well, today let's take that out. We're gonna get that dish and we're gonna get that niche. So here's a little formula that I've came up with that has been amazing for myself. I've also shared this with some other people and they've really enjoyed it because it's very practical and it gives you a picture to look at. So the first step is going to be write down the last 5 to 8 jobs that you've had. So once you get that, so for example, just to give you a little bit of an idea, my jobs included things such as daycare teacher, gymnastic coach, personal trainer, HR director, and social worker. So you've got your last 5 to 8 jobs written down. The next thing you write down are the themes or the words that keep reoccurring in every job. So for example, my jobs kept having the words educate show up, teach, instruct. Creating lesson plans, designing curriculum, forming treatment plans. So there were definitely key themes: educate, teach, and create content. Those kept coming up. The third thing, okay, so we have our first one, that's your last 5 to 8 jobs. Your second step are the words and themes that keep reoccurring in those jobs. And then your third step is to write down the compliments that you get most often. So where do you see people complimenting you? Over and over again, you're like, I just got complimented on that a week ago. So what I found were things such as you're a great instructor, you're an awesome coach, you're an inspiring person, you make things very applicable, you always give the why, you are great with kids. And my absolute personal favorite was when I was called a kid whisperer. So Cesar Millan and I have something in common. But then once you've got those compliments, right? So these are the compliments you get most often. The final piece of the puzzle are the topics that you get the most passionate, angry, pet peeved over. So mine include things such as when like people don't take personal responsibility, when there aren't lasting results that come out of something, growth, personal empowerment, trauma, PTSD, stress. These are topics that really fire me up and energize me and even tick me off, right? Okay, so let's review. We've got the last 5 to 8 jobs, that's step 1. The words and themes of those jobs that keep reoccurring. The compliments that you get most often on a daily and weekly basis. And the topics that fire up your passion and fuel and energize you. Then I created, if you can see it, a house. So the top part of the house is going to be where you put all of these phrases that we've been working on. Your compliments, your themes, your topics, your job description. And then the bottom of the house, you're going to create on the left side of that bottom of the house a column where you put all of the words that describe you, like noun. So I put teacher, educator, coach, content creator. Those are the nouns. On the other side of that, I'm gonna put the topics in which I like to do that. So it's very important to be able to know the difference. Like obviously still educator, teacher, those are really broad. I know I do not want to educate people on chemistry. I don't want to educate people on IT. I know that I don't want to coach people for lacrosse or for diabetes education. I know that I don't want to create content for new medical products. So I have to be very specific about how do I actually use that ability into fields and topics that drive my passion. So the things that I wrote down that really fire me up now are someone who can educate people about trauma and PTSD, someone who can coach people through stress management situations, coaching for personal empowerment, creating content for workshops along the themes of stress, PTSD, trauma, and holistic responses to it. So now I have created a beautiful picture that really niches me into what my gifts are to offer the world. And I don't have to get on my tiptoes anymore trying to almost get it. I actually have intentionally created it. So I'm really excited to have you try this tool out. Please reach out to me if any aspects of this don't seem to click and I can help you out. But I am really believing that you're gonna see this have a powerful impact in your life, just like it has on mine. All right, so to our niches, everybody, let's do this. And I'll be back with episode 4 soon enough.